In an era defined by rapid-fire content consumption and the endless scroll of digital feeds, a quiet revolution has been taking place in how we interact with our shared cultural history. Every single day, millions of people log onto the internet not just to consume information, but to challenge their own minds, to seek a brief respite of intellectual stimulation, and to connect with others over shared passions. This is the golden age of the daily puzzle, a phenomenon that has captured the collective imagination and transformed simple morning routines into deeply engaging rituals of strategy and memory. We have seen word games, geography challenges, and mathematical puzzles take their turn in the spotlight, each one offering a unique way to test our cognitive limits. But there is a specific untapped reservoir of human experience that these games rarely touch: our deep emotional connection to the magic of cinema. Movies are not just entertainment. They are the milestones of our lives, the shared references that bind generations together, and the source of endless trivia debates. The feeling of trying to remember the name of that one supporting actor from a film you watched on a rainy afternoon a decade ago is a universally shared human experience. It is a mixture of mild frustration, intense curiosity, and ultimate satisfaction when the name finally clicks. This precise psychological space, this beautiful intersection of nostalgia, memory, and cinematic passion, is where a brand new daily phenomenon has quietly emerged to capture the hearts of film lovers worldwide. Imagine a game that does not just ask you for trivia, but invites you to trace the invisible threads that connect the entire history of Hollywood. This is a journey through the vast interconnected web of film history, where one legendary performance leads directly to another, and where the careers of iconic stars cross paths in the most unexpected ways. It is a daily ritual designed for those who find comfort in the silver screen, who cherish the smell of popcorn, and who remember the exact feeling of sitting in a dark theater as the lights began to fade. The concept is deceptively simple, yet endlessly captivating, drawing players into a web of cinematic connections where every choice matters and every step forward requires a deep dive into one's own memory banks. It is called The Real Deal, a daily nostalgic movie chain puzzle that has quickly become the ultimate testing ground for cinephiles and casual moviegoers alike. Each day, like clockwork, a fresh set of challenges is delivered to a growing community of players, offering them a chance to step away from the chaos of modern life and step into the timeless world of film. If you have ever found yourself lost in the filmography of your favorite actor, or if you pride yourself on knowing which directors worked with which stars, this is the destination you have been waiting for. Before we dive deep into the mechanics of this cinematic journey and explore how these intricate puzzles are constructed, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and join our growing community of film enthusiasts so you never miss a daily breakdown of the absolute best in movie culture. The magic of this daily challenge lies in its structured progression, offering something for everyone regardless of how deep their film knowledge runs. The journey begins each morning with 3 distinct levels of difficulty: an easy puzzle to warm up the brain, a medium puzzle to test your expanding knowledge, and a hard puzzle designed to challenge even the most seasoned film historians who pride ourselves on knowing every obscure credit. But the creators did not stop there. They understood that our love for cinema is often tied to specific eras of our lives. To satisfy this deep yearning for the past, each day also features a special bonus nostalgia puzzle, a challenge that focuses entirely on a specific decade, allowing players to bathe in the unique aesthetic style and star power of a particular era in filmmaking. Whether you are a child of the 80s who longs for synth-heavy soundtracks and neon-drenched blockbusters, or a devotee of the golden age of 90s independent cinema, these decade-specific challenges offer a direct portal to the films that shaped your youth. The structure ensures that the experience never grows stale, as each sunrise brings a completely new set of actors, movies, and connections to explore. It is a masterclass in game design that respects the player's intelligence while keeping the barrier to entry low enough for anyone who simply loves movies to jump in and have fun. To truly appreciate the brilliance of this game, one must understand the rules of engagement that govern these daily cinematic chains. Each puzzle is essentially a visual and intellectual bridge that connects 2 seemingly unrelated actors through the movies they have appeared in throughout their careers. Your task is to successfully construct this chain, linking actor A to actor B by identifying the films that serve as the common denominators between them. It sounds straightforward, but the creators have introduced a brilliant element of strategy and deception that elevates the game from a simple trivia test to a high-stakes psychological battle. alongside the correct movies and actors that form the true solution. The puzzle board is populated with clever decoys, carefully selected films or actors that seem like they should fit into the chain but are actually dead ends designed to lead you astray. As the difficulty level increases from easy to hard, the number of these deceptive decoys grows, turning the puzzle into a minefield of cinematic near misses. It requires not just a knowledge of filmographies, but a keen sense of observation and the ability to spot the subtle traps laid out by the puzzle makers. There's only one correct path through the maze, and finding it is an exhilarating exercise in mental gymnastics that keeps players coming back day after day, eager to test their wits against the house. The sheer brilliance of these daily movie chain puzzles lies in how they reflect the actual, lived history of Hollywood, transforming the sprawling, chaotic film industry into a beautifully structured universe where everything is connected. To navigate this universe successfully, a player must learn to think like a casting director, a film historian, and a detective all at once. When you sit down to solve the medium and hard challenges, you are not just looking at a list of names. You are looking at the intersections of human lives, creative collaborations, and the shifting tides of cinematic history. You start to notice patterns in how certain actors collaborated with specific directors, how certain studios favored a particular stable of talent during specific decades, and how the trajectory of a single career can bridge the gap between classic black and white cinema and the CGI-heavy blockbusters of the modern era. The tension builds with every single click as you weigh your options, knowing that one wrong turn, one enticing decoy, will break your chain and force you to retrace your steps. The creators have masterfully calibrated this tension, ensuring that the decoys are never random. They are always painfully plausible. They are the movies that an actor was famously rumored to star in but ultimately turned down. Or the films featuring a very similar supporting cast that trick your brain into remembering a connection that never actually existed on screen. This is where the psychological battle between the puzzle creator and the player truly intensifies, creating a gripping narrative of trial, error, and ultimate triumph that plays out on screens all over the world every morning. You might find yourself staring at a connection between two powerhouse actors, completely certain that they shared the screen in a classic thriller from the late 90s. Your memory paints a vivid picture of them sharing a dramatic scene, the lighting dramatic, the dialogue sharp. You confidently select the movie only to find that you have fallen directly into a brilliantly laid trap. In reality, one of those actors was replaced at the very last minute due to scheduling conflicts, or perhaps they starred in different installments of the same franchise but never actually shared a single frame of film. It is this level of detail, this deep respect for the nuanced history of filmmaking, that elevates these puzzles into something far greater than a simple pastime. It becomes an educational journey, a daily reminder of the complex, collaborative, and often unpredictable nature of the film industry itself. As you work your way through the medium challenge, the safety net begins to disappear, and the margin for error shrinks, forcing you to slow down, deliberate, and truly interrogate your own cinematic memories. By the time a player reaches the hard puzzle of the day, the experience ceases to be a simple game and becomes a full-on test of endurance and encyclopedic knowledge. Here the decoys are plentiful, and the connections are delightfully obscure, often relying on character actors, indie darlings, or the early, forgotten roles of major superstars before they achieved household name status. To solve these, you must dig deep into the archives of your mind, recalling the opening credits of films you haven't thought about in 20 years, or remembering that brief uncredited cameo that bridged two massive Hollywood dynasties. The satisfaction of successfully completing a hard chain without falling for a single decoy is an unparalleled high for any film lover. It is a validation of all those hours spent watching late-night television, exploring dusty video rental stores in your youth, or reading through endless filmographies just for the fun of it. The game honors that dedication, turning what some might call useless trivia into a badge of honor and a source of genuine intellectual pride. As the daily community of players has grown, so too has the rich tapestry of discussion, debate, and shared camaraderie that surrounds each puzzle. Because film history is so vast and interconnected, there are almost always alternative routes to connect the two target actors of the day. A player in London might find a beautifully elegant three-step connection using British independent films, while a player in Tokyo might solve the very same puzzle using international co-productions that the puzzle creators themselves had not even considered. This open-ended nature of film history is precisely what makes the community aspect of the game so vibrant. The comment sections of the Daily Archives have transformed into a bustling town square for film buffs, a place where players from every corner of the globe gather to share their unique solutions, marvel at the cleverness of the day's decoys, and gentle boast about how quickly they manage to navigate the maze. It is a space defined by mutual respect and a shared infectious passion for the medium of film, proving that even in a digital world that can often feel dividing, the stories we watch on the silver screen still have the power to bring us together in delightful and unexpected ways. This daily ritual also serves as an incredible engine of discovery, constantly reminding us of forgotten masterpieces and prompting us to add long-lost titles back to our watch lists. How many times have you looked at a puzzle solution and thought to yourself, "I completely forgot that movie existed," or "I had no idea those two incredible actors ever worked together"? In this way, the puzzle does not just test your existing knowledge, it actively expands it, breathing new life into old films and introducing younger generations of film lovers to the legendary performers of the past. It acts as a living, breathing archive of Hollywood, preserving the legacy of the actors, writers, and directors who have shaped our collective cultural landscape. Every daily chain is a story in itself, a narrative arc that spans decades of creative effort, studio politics, and artistic breakthroughs, waiting to be unraveled by anyone willing to take up the challenge and test their memory against the ultimate cinematic labyrinth. To fully appreciate why this daily cinematic journey has struck such a powerful chord with audiences, one must look at the heroes of these stories, the actors themselves, and the remarkable, often unpredictable journeys they take through the unpredictable landscape of show business. A single actor's career is rarely a straight line. It is a complex, winding road marked by early struggles, sudden breakthroughs, periods of quiet reinvention, and late career renaissances. When we trace a connection through a daily chain, we are quite literally mapping out these human journeys. We see how a young, bright-eyed performer starting out in a minor, uncredited role in a low-budget horror film eventually matures into an Academy Award-winning powerhouse who dominates the industry decades later. We see how paths cross, how creative partnerships are forged on the sets of legendary blockbusters, and how those same artists reunite years later under entirely different circumstances. These puzzles remind us that Hollywood is, at its heart, a small town of travelers, where everyone is eventually connected to everyone else by only a few degrees of separation. By celebrating these connections, we celebrate the very human element of filmmaking, the collaborative spirit, the shared risks, and the magical moments of creative synergy that happen when the right group of talented individuals comes together at the exact right moment in time. This deep appreciation for the journey of the artist is precisely what makes the bonus nostalgia lenses so profoundly moving for longtime film lovers. When a puzzle focuses entirely on a specific decade, such as the vibrant and experimental independent scene of the 90s or the grand, sweeping epics of the 70s, it does more than just test our memory of those eras. It acts as a time machine, instantly transporting us back to the specific cultural moments when those films first captured our collective imagination. We remember who we were when we first saw those movies, where we were living, who we were with, and how those stories made us feel about the world and our place in it. The actors who populated those films become the anchors of our own personal histories. Seeing their names pop up in a daily chain is like running into an old friend on a crowded street. It sparks an immediate rush of warmth, a flood of memories, and a powerful reminder of the enduring impact that great storytelling can have on an individual life. It is this emotional resonance, this ability to turn a simple intellectual exercise into a deeply personal trip down memory lane, that elevates the experience from a daily game into a cherished, irreplaceable ritual at the end of the day. The true magic of this daily phenomenon is how it shifts our relationship with the medium of film itself, turning us from passive observers of screen content into active, engaged participants in a larger, global conversation. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with passive entertainment, where streaming algorithms tell us exactly what to watch next based on a cold, calculated formula, these puzzles offer a refreshing return to active engagement. They force us to think, to remember, to search our own minds, and to engage with the actual history and craft of cinema. They remind us that every movie is a piece of a much larger, beautifully complex puzzle that has been under construction for over a century. When you successfully complete a daily chain, you are not just clearing a board, you are claiming your place within that rich history, proving that you possess the knowledge, the passion, and the curiosity to navigate the vast, wonderful world of film. It is a quiet victory, but a deeply satisfying one nonetheless, providing a perfect, intellectually stimulating start or end to any day as we look toward the future of how we engage with art, culture, and community in the digital space. This daily nostalgic movie chain puzzle stands as a shining example of what is possible when design, passion, and respect for the audience come together. It proves that there is still a massive, deeply dedicated audience of people who crave substance, who love to challenge themselves, and who want to share their passion for great storytelling with others. It is a testament to the timeless power of cinema to connect us, to challenge us, and to bring us joy day after day, puzzle after puzzle, generation after generation. Whether you are a casual fan who enjoys a quick mental workout over your morning coffee, or a hardcore cinephile who spends hours debating the nuances of every single decoy in the comment section, this daily ritual has a place for you. It invites you to step inside, test your memory, honor the legends of the silver screen, and become a part of a global community that believes cinema